This is the Global Broadcasting Service, serving remote outposts since 1928.
Hi, everyone. Welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Express monorail.
Caramba, we have something really big for you today.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
This is the DBC Pod with Phil Schoen and Jason Dodge. Hi, friends. Welcome to this week's pod. This is your show for the week of December 22nd, 2025. And Merry Christmas, Phil. I know you celebrate. Merry Christmas to everybody else who celebrates. This is our, or at least the primary big episode of the year. We're going to go over our 2025 predictions and see how terribly we did. Phil, I think we did pretty bad last year.
Yeah, it wasn't going well as I was going through it, especially when I was like looking through the movies, like predictions for box office, and we were like way off. I
was way off with Thunderbolts. I thought it'd be more popular than it was. That we've got some updates and stuff like that, and then we'll go over our 2026 predictions as we do every single year. Give us something to talk about next year, obviously. This is kind of like an interesting 2026 year. I'm really curious to see what our predictions go down on. I wonder how cynical we'll be with a lot of these things. All right, Phil, but first, I think you want to start with just some quick news that kind of got pumped out this week.
Yeah, first, just to take a moment to remember Eddie Soto, who is an Imagineer, also father and husband, and he passed away at the age of 67, which is obviously too young. He was probably most known as the designer of the Main Street for Euro Disney / Disneyland Paris, but he also worked on things like the Indiana Jones Adventure, Mission Space, and Pooh's Honey Hut over at Tokyo Disneyland. He left Disney in 1999. Then I was looking up, like I didn't know too much about what he did after that, but in 2000, he became the chief creative officer at a company called Progress City, which feels like it took the name from some Disney stuff, that was seeking to explore the convergence of the internet, architecture, and wireless devices. And they worked with a whole bunch of different companies and stuff like that. And in 2002, he was named as one of the 1,000 most creative people in America in the book 1000 from Richard Sewell Werman's Who's Really Who is the founder of TED and TED Talk and stuff like that. So he put a list of the 1,000 most creative people in America, and Eddie Soto is one of them. And then in 2020, he created a think tank called Future Proof Experiences in response to COVID-19 and its effect on the theme entertainment industry, which I thought was also interesting. So he's one of those like Imagineers that I think a lot of hardcore Disney fans probably recognize the name, but isn't somebody that we think of all the time. But anytime somebody that creative is lost, especially at a young age, I think it's sad. So I just wanted to mention that and kind of, maybe take a time to look up some of the things he did. He had really cool, like kind of art style for his concept art and stuff like that. So
he was also like, I mean, if you wanted to, you can go back and assuming nothing gets taken down, his Twitter or X history. He has a lot of cool sketches and things that he talks about. So if you've never followed him on Twitter, even though I've disagreed with him on a couple of his takes in recent memory with all the changes to the Magic Kingdom, he was always respectful, always had just amazing creative content that he threw out there with some really, he was even a pretty big poster on WDW Magic forums for some time, about a decade ago or so. So he was never afraid to share some of his takes, which I always appreciated reading.
Yep. And somebody who worked with him commented, was like he was the coolest guy in the room, but like didn't act like it and that sort of thing, which I think are always fun people. Speaking of the Magic Kingdom, one bit of news that did come out is that we talked about it, how Disney announced like here's all the things happening in 2026, and one of the things that wasn't on their little like diagram schematic thing was around the repainting of Cinderella Castle, which was announced at Destination D23 last year. But it came out that it will start in January 2026, so probably right after race weekend and stuff like that. Once the crowds kind of die down a little bit, they'll start working on it. Supposedly the way they're going to do it is they're going to drain the moat so they can get to that area and then work on it, but they're going to bring all the cranes that are needed for doing it are going to be lowered and out of sight by noon each day. So it's probably going to take longer than previous paint jobs because they're going to be doing that. Instead, it's just going to be later in the year it'll be done and stuff like that. So I don't know. I wanted to ask you, Jason, hey, what's your thoughts overall? But then also I know you, and like you talk about you and your wife like to go to Magic Kingdom early and like get a cup of coffee and kind of sit in the area and look at the castle. Would this impact you knowing that there's like cranes up and painting going on? Would that kind of mess with the vibe then? Or would this just something going on? It wouldn't impact you?
I mean, like if this were like our, we haven't been to the Magic Kingdom in 10 years and we're kind of reliving some, like, let's say, our kids get older, they move out, and we haven't had a Disney World family vacation for some reason. I don't know why. For like 10 years, we're going back. Yes, it would kind of ruin it, right? But like, I can't imagine a world where I don't go to Disney World for like 10 years, right? So it's just like, it's just another thing going on. I'd probably be more interested in seeing if we can catch a glimpse of them like doing any work type of stuff.
Gotcha.
Like that. So, that won't ruin it for me personally. It's the music, it's the ambiance, it's just being there. So Cranes kind of do some work. I'm just happy that they're bringing back the original colors. So I think that's really cool. I just don't think there's anybody planning like a down and back for like getting the last pictures of the pink or rose gold, whatever it's called, castle
before the pink glitters away or whatever.
Is this part of our prediction thread, like when it's going to be finished?
I do have that in there of like when we
so I won't talk about it.
Originally I had in there when is it going to start and when is it going to done, and then it came out just the other day that it's going to start in January.
Good timing.
So now I just have when it's going to be done. Last bit, it's not really news, but I kind of wanted to get your take on this, is that there's been a lot of posts recently about how long the lines have been for Living with the Land over at Epcot because they're doing the glimmering greenhouses. There was a lot of video going on, posted wait times as much as 90 minutes. And I guess it was for the Lightning Lane line, which there's not really that much space in the actual queue for the Lightning Lane. So they had it like snaking through all the tables and chairs for Sunshine Seasons. They kind of set them up like barricades and stuff like that for the switchbacks for the people there. So my question for you is, like, obviously I'm a fan of the ride. My wife's a huge fan and stuff like that. Do you think this is something that it's just one of those things that's caught on and it's become like, this is something you have to do, so everybody plans around doing it, and it's like a tier 2 Lightning Lane, so everybody gets it for that? Or is this a sign that maybe they should do more like holiday overlays for different rides, because it kind of brings crowds to a ride that normally doesn't get near this attention?
So I'm trying to think. I was down there in December in 2023 and 2024. I recall both trips that this line got pretty long at night, where I walked in to like kind of do it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like, this is supposed to be like a 5-minute wait. Like what's going on? So is it snowballed? I don't know. I mean, I think it has always gotten this busy at this time. Like this doesn't surprise. Maybe the longer Lightning Lane lines, maybe that was, I don't know if that's an aberration for like 1 or 2 days because maybe they put too many Lightning Lanes out there by accident or something. I'd be curious to see if this is a trend, but no, this doesn't surprise me. I don't think it's a snowball. I think it's always been this popular this time of year. Right?
Yeah. And by snowball effect, maybe I should have called it like the Peter Pan effect, where it's like, everyone knows like, oh, it's a popular ride, so everyone wants to do it, and you strategize around doing it, which increases like demand, and then it makes it hard, like more strategy around it and that sort of thing.
I don't think so. I think it's always been busy. Maybe there was some like perfect storm where it was busier than normal, like 20% busier than normal,
and that just added up to it,
I guess. Yeah. And social media making a showing of it, that sort of thing. The second question though is this a sign they should do more overlays? You have in here. I mean, absolutely, right? Like I'm sitting here at home. This is the second December in a row now that I haven't been at Disney World. So I have like 2 years ago we were there, and I'm like, you know what? As much as I disliked doing a whole Disney World trip and then coming home, and just like last time we went there, it was like we were back like 3 days before Christmas, and then like 3 years ago we were 2 weeks before Christmas, and we thought it was like too much of like a rush. I kind of miss it. I like it. Just feels like my season's incomplete. So yes, more overlays. I was just not to waylay your question. Yeah. What do you think? Like, I mean, obviously more overlays. Right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to do every single ride or something like that, but I know it's always a big question. Like,
why not?
Disneyland gets the Haunted Mansion overlay and we don't, and stuff like that. And yeah, I think strategically they should do it. Obviously, Jingle Cruise adds popularity to that one too, so I think they should think of a couple more. I don't know which ones would be good. I don't know if you could do something for like, I don't know. It's like I feel like it adds to kind of these second tier rides, and I don't know which would be a.
You know what they should do? Every land going forward, mostly like let's say Piston Peak and Villains Land, like they should build in the ability to put like lighting treatments for like a Christmas overlay.
That's a good call, especially for Piston Peak, which I know like they do that at Cars Land in California, right, for Halloween and Christmas. So definitely for that, I think that would be cool. And I do think any or most of the rides that are like digital based, they should do an overlay. Like there should be a holiday like Toy Story Mania or something like that.
They should do like a Halloween overlay for the door coaster, right? Because that's something to get
monsters.
people. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's a lot of things they should do. I just don't think there's an ROI attached to a lot of these things, unfortunately. And I think things like the Living with the Land, they do it out of like tradition rather than like we're doing this for the guest type of thing. So it's like this is what we have to do now, and I think everybody enjoys doing it. But I don't see like corporate saying like, hey, we need more of these kind of free.
Well, I mean, it definitely does seem to increase demand for Lightning Lane for it, right? Which there is,
I guess so. Maybe
ROI to that. So.
You know what? You do have a point. Maybe they can start selling Christmas Lightning Lane passes or something.
It's just good for the overlays.
Yeah, more money for them for people to spend. But no, I like overlays. I think there should be more to be done for like Halloween too. But like again, I was out Christmas shopping today with my youngest, and we were just kind of going to random stores, and I'm trying to get the nostalgic feel of like going Christmas shopping with my dad when I was like 10 years old and go to the mall with all the lights and the thing. Nothing is getting me nostalgic for like Christmas this year. It's just, I mean, the Christmas shopping isn't, but like just all the other stuff is, but like certain things aren't keying off. But now it's like everything always goes back to Disney World and the memories I made there. So this is just more reason to book another trip next year. So I'm really thinking about doing a Disney World trip before Christmas next year.
Nice.
Even if it's for like a 4 or 5 day thing, but figure something out. I don't know.
Nice.
All right.
And that's it for the news. I didn't know. It didn't seem like there was much construction news. So I didn't know if there was anything you wanted to go over or just get to the predictions.
Nothing official. But take a look at like Drew the Disney Dude and some other people on Twitter. They've got more pictures of just, you want to see the taller steel frames going up in Encanto. Or I don't think there's been any. There's a couple pictures that Bio took from the ground position. I guess he wasn't flying; he was actually in the park, and he took some pictures of like different kind of viewpoints from like walking from the hub to Frontierland and taking like shots over like the riverboat dock, and you can see like Big Thunder behind it, that sort of thing. Like maybe you'll never see these views ever again, or it'd be like to him, he's like, this is going to be my thread from this. He's going to be taking pictures over the next 2 or 3 years on the same exact spots and comparing, the views from them and stuff like that. So I think that's what he's doing. So if you like to follow those things, those are great things to follow, but no significant updates, I don't think at this point, or at least at this time of the year.
Okay. So I guess let's get into it.
Yes, the 2020. How are we going to do these 2025 predictions? I have them up. Do you want to run through them, or do you want me to guide us through them?
Oh, maybe I'll start, and then if I run out of steam, you can take over.
Okay, sounds good.
So the first time, and we'll do this again this year because it didn't get answered, but our first question we threw out last year was, will we know who is replacing Bob Iger as CEO of Disney by the end of 2025? I said no, and you said maybe, but by October 1st, there would be strong hints.
I think I got this one, though.
Yeah, I think so. I said, as of now, we don't have it officially, but there's definitely been more and more kind of smoke about Josh D'Amaro being in the leader of the clubhouse, at least, I guess.
It's Hollywood Reporter. Is it Variety put out something recently?
Might have been, yeah.
Some of the Hollywood reporters have been like, I don't know if it's like Disney kind of leaking it. I don't know if it's like Josh's people kind of leaking it or whatever, but there's strong hints, but there's no strong hints in any other direction either. So like,
who knows?
I don't know. Strong hints. I'll take a W.
I'll take it. Yeah.
I'm not going to get many W's.
I was going to say, but it's one of the few. All right, let's go to the movie section where we tried to guess what the box office would be and sort of like overall what would be the reviews or the thought process from the public about these types of movies from Disney. So we did them sort of in date release order. So the first one that came out back on February 14th was Captain America: Brave New World. I had guessed 750 million. You guessed 550 million. I thought it'd be mostly positive. You said mixed reviews, and actual was only 415 million. And I would say mixed reviews to maybe slightly negative. It only had about a 75% Rotten Tomatoes audience score.
Very forgettable movie. This is like one of the last of like the COVID movies that kind of got drawn out. I think.
Live act. Oh, go ahead.
You were mostly wrong with this one.
I
was slightly wrong with this one because I went way over. I went 150 million over.
Yeah,
so I can't take a W.
No, but you were a lot closer. You were definitely more in the ballpark.
I definitely lost by Price is Right rules for sure.
Well, then we should just write $1 for each one.
Yeah. What's next?
The next one was Snow White, the live action, came out in March. I guess 300 million and poorly received. You said 375, mostly forgettable. It only made $205 million and only 71% audience score. So we were both extremely like pessimistic about it, and we still overshot
it by a lot. Yeah, it was no good. I mean, I think we nailed the sentiment for the movie, but I thought that we would at least that more people would actually see it. But I guess Disney kind of buried the movie a little bit.
Thunderbolts, which came out in May. I thought it'd do like around 900 million. You actually thought it'd get to $1 billion and it would get like a 9 out of 10 score. It actually only did 382 million. So I
can't believe
way
that.
off. Yeah.
That was such a good movie too.
It did have, I would say mostly positive. It had 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think overall the people that saw it thought it was really good. It just was not something you like, quote unquote had to see. And so
I think the reason why this didn't do more is just because of the name. If they had named it The Dark Avengers, I think they would have gotten like at least another $100 million viewed. Yeah. But Thunderbolts, no one knew who they were, and it was real. I mean, our scores kind of,
we're doing pretty good for like the audience reaction. We're just way off at the box office.
Yeah.
Now, one, we were way off, but the wrong direction. Lilo and Stitch, the live action, came out in May. We both thought it'd get about a 7 out of 10 score. I thought it'd make about 500 million. You said 750, and it made over 1 billion, 1.03 billion. And I would say largely positive. There were definitely some mixed reactions about the ending change from the animated one, but it had 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was a smash success, that movie. And I think not only did it make $1 billion, but it pushed Stitch merch like all over the place. Like it's like Stitch was all over like all the Christmas decorations and everything else, all the different stores I went to today. Like it's all over the place.
Disney's been pushing it out more. He was going all around to like give gifts out like all around the country and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
And it's all over like their social media and stuff. So he's been doing a lot. Next one, another underperformer was Elio. Came out in June. I thought it'd do about 325. You said 275. It only did 154.
And we're trying to be low on this.
I know.
Like, it's unbelievable. Like you think like a Pixar movie could hit at least like 300 million or so, but it just didn't.
Especially for the summer, you think people go to the movies, but had an 89% Rotten Tomatoes score. I think most people who saw it thought we're pretty good, but it's just, again, another one like just wait for streaming. You don't need to see this in the theater. So.
It didn't excite anybody, honestly. I think that's what it was. It looked like a generic Pixar movie, like Luca and everything, all the other ones, and it's just like there's nothing that's drawing you to that movie. And I don't think they did a very good job promoting it as well.
Yeah. The next one is probably the one that surprised me the most by how wrong we were. The Fantastic Four First Steps came out in July. I thought it'd do like 1.2 billion. You said 1.4. It only did 522 million. That's really not that much for when you have the star power that was in it. And I don't know. I was surprised by that.
I mean, I actually, this is funny because I saw it for the first time today. Not like I was on vacation when this came out, right? I was in Disney World. When this was getting ready to go to Disney. No, wait, July. Yeah, July. I was going to Disney World. And by the time I got back, I had seen all that kind of like meh reviews by all like the big nerd, podcasts that I listen to and stuff like that. And buddy of mine that we all see all the Marvel stuff, he's like, we just kind of didn't really care to see it. And he eventually ended up seeing it in streaming. I saw it today. I thought it was a very good movie. But I'm glad I didn't spend like $60 to go see it because it was a very like average MCU movie. But I could see how it's laying really awesome foundation work. Like it's like the original Iron Man almost type of thing. Like it's not crazy, but I think it deserved probably a little bit more. But I didn't contribute to it, so how can what am I going to say that?
I mean, my family saw it. We thought it was really good. It seemed like one. Like you didn't have to do any homework for it. It was kind of self-contained and stuff. So I'm a little surprised. Maybe we were a little aggressive, but I'm surprised it didn't do at least 800 million, something like that. Yeah, so that really surprised me. Tron Ares came out in October. I had 350 million. You had 375. It only did 142.
Oof, that's another one. Yeah. I can't believe. I mean, we're terrible on predicting the dollars, but I think we're getting the sentiment. Correct on these things
for most of them, at least. It did get some positive take for I think the mood and music and stuff like that, but it only had 84 on Rotten Tomatoes, so not really surprised. This one we were probably the closest on. Zootopia 2 came out in November. I said it'd do $1 billion. You said $1 billion. Currently, it's at 1.15 billion. So it's going to go north of there too. But we were definitely directionally there for it, and obviously very positive take on that. And I think the only question is, when does Zootopia 3 come out?
Yeah, I mean, we only scored it 6 out of 10. Which
I know.
Is
I'm a little
and I
surprised
haven't
about
seen
that,
this
yeah.
one yet, though. I haven't seen this one yet. We will see it, but like, oh boy, it's more popular than everybody else, which begs me to, well, not that's the wrong phrase. It makes me wonder. You have all these people being curmudgeons about Better Together, like,
Yeah.
we don't like it. It's terrible. How dare they put this crap in the Tree of Life? And this movie or this franchise is a hit domestically, not only domestically but internationally, and most people enjoy that little show that's in there. So like, I think there's a huge disconnect between Zootopia fans and like your hardcore Disney fan.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I
Yep.
don't know why.
And the last one we have here, I think it's too early to say. We had Avatar, Fire and Ash. We both said, I said 1.2 billion. You said 1.5. I think over the first weekend it made 385 million. So it's off to a good start, but a little bit behind the pace of the last one. So I think we might have overshot it a little bit, but I'm sure it'll at least get close to $1 billion by the end. Because
I'm sure
these seem to do well internationally. So
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. It came out last weekend. I think a lot of people are waiting for maybe like the Christmas holidays to kind of go see it.
that's
So
true.
It should have like at least a really solid like 3 weeks run before it starts kind of dwindling off significantly. So we'll see. I mean, I'm. It's almost. I have to say, it's almost guaranteed to be at least $1 billion.
You think so, but
We'll see.
And last week we kind of just said, in general, will Disney continue to ride the recent hot streak because it had some hits the previous year and be viewed as quote unquote back? Or was that just a blip and it's now struggling again? I said, yeah. I said Disney would be back and the MCU is back because I thought Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts would kind of kickstart things, and you said you agreed. I think we were a little too positive. I think it's kind of mixed. It feels like there's like huge movies, but then also a number of misses. And I don't think we can say the MCU is back at this
The
point.
MCU is definitely not back, but I think like the vibes of like everybody didn't like Captain America. I don't see anybody that really cared about it. The MCU fans mostly loved Thunderbolts, and I think a lot of MCU fans really liked Fantastic Four. It was not like a harmful movie,
Right.
Like some of the older MCU movies were. So I think they like leveled out, but they still haven't gone like, up back, right? Like got everybody psyched to see the next MCU movie, right? So yeah, they're definitely not back, but they're primed to get back. I think Doomsday's getting a lot of good chatter.
That's
right?
what I put in here. I think there's a lot of hype for Doomsday, and next year I think they just have Spider-Man and Doomsday, right? So it's like, it should be, again, it's not going to be like 5 movies each making $1 billion, but I think it'll be viewed much more positively next year. But
Yeah,
we'll
for
see.
sure.
Let's go through TV kind of quick because I don't know how much of this we should be excited about. Will Disney Plus continue to be profitable and continue to gain subscribers? You said yes, slow and steady. I agreed. I think that's pretty much what it's been.
Yep, we're spot on with that one.
We said, will Disney acquire or merge with any other streaming service? We both said no, but you said maybe the WB, and that was a good guess because while Disney didn't get the Warner Brothers, Netflix did.
Yep, it's close. But they were looking to merge or spin off Hulu Live or Hulu TV, and I don't think that went through. But
Right.
I don't know if that actually counts. But that didn't happen yet.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed was they did invest in OpenAI, which is kind of in Fortnite, and they kind of going in that direction. I don't know. We'll see. We had all the series that came out, and we had to rank them. So we said, where do we think Daredevil will be? Andor, Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and Wonder Man, which actually Wonder Man got pushed to next year, so we won't count that one. I was going to just kind of say where I think they actually are, and you let me know if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
So I think overall Andor season 2 is by far the number one, right? I would actually say the one that got the next best reaction was Marvel Zombies.
I mean, I didn't see it, so I'm not like really in that market. So I'll trust you, but that's generally popular to what I see like on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd have it between that one and the other one that I think got positive takes, but also I don't think got a huge audience just because of how like kind of bloody and everything it was,
Yeah.
is Daredevil Born Again. I know a lot of people loved it, but it's obviously something that's not for everybody.
Daredevil was so good. Like that first like it has its issues because it was reshot like completely, but like that first episode was just like amazing. And like I was like, I'll watch I'll let my son watch this. Not right at the beginning, but as soon as I watched like the first 10 minutes, I'm like, yep, my son cannot watch
You
this.
cannot
It's
watch
like-
that one.
And you also can't, you know what? You can't find it if you have like a normal Disney Plus account. Like you can't find it. You have to toggle on adult content
Oh, really?
in your
Okay.
account to even have it show up. So
Interesting.
like most people won't. If you have like your normal household like account that
Like
everybody goes
family
on,
account, yeah.
Daredevil's not going to be on there. I was very very confused when that happened, and I set up a special account for like just for like the adult rated stuff. And
Yeah.
Daredevil's on there.
Then the last two, I said Ironheart and then Eyes of Wakanda. Ironheart, I know when it first came out, there was a little bit of buzz about it, and I know some people on our Discord really liked it, but it kind of faded away. And I didn't hear anybody talking about Eyes of Wakanda. So
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
that was an animated show of, like taking place in Wakanda. But I didn't watch it, and I didn't really hear much talk about it. So those
I
are
mean,
the
I think-
others I put them in.
I think the most important thing was Andor. We knowing that that's going to be a hit. Everything else, like Ironheart, like that had I enjoyed it, but like it was pretty insignificant by the time it was done. So I think we did an okay job with this.
Yep.
I mean, it was kind of tough.
All right, so now moving on to the attendance and discounts and theme park stuff.
Park section. This is our
yeah.
favorite section here.
It's
How
our favorite section.
long were we here? Let's see.
I don't think we were too bad. I think, but I don't know how off how crazy we could have gotten with our guests. So in 2023, Magic Kingdom had 17.72 million guests. I thought it'd get to 17.9. You thought it'd get over 18 to 18.2. The actual was 17.8. So we were both a little optimistic there.
And just so everybody knows, these are the tier numbers for 2024. So these aren't the numbers for 2025. So we were just predicting the report for the year prior.
Right.
So this year, for the next segment, we're going to be predicting this year's numbers, which we won't get until like the summertime next year.
Yep.
So just some clarification there.
Epcot went from 11.98 up to 12.1. I thought it would do a little bit more just because it would keep going up. I thought 13.1. You said 12.1, so you were spot on.
See, I got something right. Finally.
Hollywood Studios went from 10 to 10.3. We both actually thought it would dip a little bit just to 9.9, just because I think with nothing new and construction potentially going on and stuff, but it actually did increase a little bit. I guess shows some of those shows maybe drew some people in. Animal Kingdom went from 8.77 to 8.8, pretty much flat. We thought it would dip a little bit. You actually said you thought it would go down by like 500,000 or 600,000, but it pretty much stayed flat.
It stayed the same, yeah, for the most part.
Islands of Adventure was at 10 million. It went down to 9.45. I said 9.5, pretty much
You were
spot
close.
on.
Yep.
You said 9.1. Universal Studios went from 9.75, also down to 9.5. I thought this would see the bigger drop. I think you did too. I said down to 9.1. You said 8.9, but actually only dropped a little bit. But I guess we'll probably see a bigger impact this
I
year.
mean, we were mostly predicting the lull before Epic Universe. And there was a lull for Universal, but almost all the Disney properties saw some increase in some fashion.
Exactly. And we said, well, how will attendance feel in 2025? So this is just our thoughts because obviously we don't have the actual numbers. I said it'd be similar to 2024, maybe a little higher in Magic Kingdom because we knew the parade was coming and stuff like that. You said it would be higher in Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, lower in Animal Kingdom, and flat in Epcot. I think we were pretty much spot on. It seems there still seems to be some slow periods like in the summer and stuff, but as we're seeing now, holiday crowds still come and stuff like that, which is pretty similar to how it's been.
I think the one thing though that we didn't account for because we didn't know with the lightning lane ratio changes and the DAS effect of their that change, the parks don't feel as crowded, or at least when you're online, the lines move a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's a better vibe. So I think attendance feels different because you're getting more stuff done and you're not sitting in line as much. So I think there's a more positive feel. I just don't know if people are aware of it though.
Yep, fair. And then we said, which parks do we think Epic Universe will impact the most? You said Universal Studios, and then especially when comparing to Islands of Adventure, and then Animal Kingdom, I think the same. Obviously, it's way too early to tell. It does feel like with them only selling individual Epic tickets, and then eventually, and then before that, they were only selling those packets where you had to buy like 2 regular days to get. I think it kind of minimized maybe the impact to the parks, but we'll see what happens next year. So.
Yep.
We asked about discounts. Are we going to see anything kind of new or different? Maybe something where they add in Lightning Lane as part of your package or something like that? Or will it just be standard kind of room and maybe something with dining? And I think that's exactly what we got. And that's what we're expecting.
Did we know about, like, we knew about the free water parks at this point, right?
Yes.
Does that count as a discount? I don't think we
It's
counted
a
that as a
perk.
discount. A perk,
Yeah.
right? Not a discount. Yeah, there weren't any new discounts. There was like there was the dining plan and the kids ticket deals and stuff like that, but nothing significant.
Yeah. It seemed
You
kind of
mentioned
more
some
of the
things
same.
geared
Yeah.
towards the families. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I think our answer is going to be the same for next
Yeah.
year too.
All right. Additions to the parks. So we're guessing like when these things that we knew about were going to happen, when did they actually happen? So Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away. I predicted mid-May. You said first week of June. It actually wasn't until July 20th.
I think there was just some problems with the parade that it just kept getting pushed back and back until they were ready for it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think the initial
hubbub was.
our guesses were kind of when they were hoping for or maybe targeting, but yeah, it got pushed back. Beacon Barrel Pirates Tavern. I said August. You said after Labor Day. It was actually August 29th. So I think we were
so
both
close,
pretty close.
I was so close to being right. But I mean, like after Labor Day is basically like I guessed 3 months, you guessed 1 month. So I mean, I guess that's not entirely fair on my part.
Yeah. Test Track 3.0. At the time of our guess, it said late summer. I said late August. You said have a soft opening for D23 and then open to the public in September. It actually opened in July 22nd. So
We were
a little
way
ahead
off.
of when
That
we
was,
thought.
yeah. I think most people were pretty surprised that it was opening up that quickly too.
And it seemed like less of a notice, if I recall. It was kind of like, oh, it's going to be open in like a couple
there
weeks
you
or
go.
whatever. The Spaceship Earth Lounge, I said mid-May. You said spring. It opened June 4th.
both wrong.
Yeah. Zootopia Better Together. We both said 1 year from when we recorded. So it would have been sometime in December, but it actually opened in November 7th, which I think was a little bit earlier than a lot
Off
of
by a
people
month
thought.
and a half.
Yeah. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. I said mid-June. You said early June. It was May 27th. And then we said the same thing for The Little Mermaid, but which was also May 27th. So just a little bit ahead of.
Yeah,
of
I
when
mean,
we
I
thought.
think we were good for that one. I mean, we probably wanted to say Memorial Day, but we thought we could push forward a little bit. But
Yeah.
they did make it though.
Yep. Some miscellaneous questions. Will we find out what happens to Muppet Vision 3D and what will it be? We both said no, we will not find out, and we have nothing confirmed of what will happen other than that they have recorded it and they're going to preserve it, but nothing confirmed of the details.
I'm trying to remember. Are we predicting like we knew that it was closing down? Did we know it was closing down at this point?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. But okay, fair enough. What's next?
It was just that would we know, are they going to move it to a museum or something
Right.
like that, or like what's going to happen to it? Any adjustments to Lightning Lane, and will Premier Pass become like a larger component of the share? I said no change. You said maybe they would start charging for if you want to have hopper tickets, but mostly no. And other than pricing and stuff like that, there wasn't any kind of
No.
change to the functionality of it. These were interesting. We said, will Guardians of the Galaxy go off virtual queue, and will Tiana's Bayou Adventure go off virtual queue? We both said no, Guardians of the Galaxy will not.
And then it happened 2 months.
And then it
later.
happened 2 months later, February 25th.
Very wrong.
We did both think that Tiana's would go off. You said before spring break. I said March 15th. It was February 25th. So
Yeah,
Not too
I
bad,
was.
though.
I'll take it, but like I'll only give myself half credit for that one.
yeah, I just thought it was funny. We were way off on the Guardians one. And then just, are there any surprise announcements that are not announced that the parks will get? I said no, or around entertainment. Sorry about that. You said there might be a minor parade or cavalcade. I couldn't think of anything. I know they've been trying all these different little entertainment things in Epcot, but I don't think anything even up to the scale of a cavalcade
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I'm thinking, other than maybe Starlight having 2 showings a night versus just one, might be like a little bonus, like asterisk. But I don't think there's any other major entertainment. I'm trying to think. Nothing in Animal Kingdom, nothing in Epcot, nothing in Hollywood Studios for the most part. So yeah, I don't think there's anything major.
Yep.
On that one.
All right. Then we got into the construction. When will Dinoland USA minus Dinosaur be walled off? We both said January, and first walls went up in January 13th.
There we go. Close.
And then we said, when will demo start right away, or will they kind of just get the walls up and then wait a little bit? We said they'll get work on it right away. And I would say, yeah, they started working on it right away. Kind of was in a little phases. Carnival games went down first and stuff like that, but they started work right away.
It's pretty good progression.
Will we see the Encanto show building shell entirely up by the end of the year? And I said it'll go vertical by July, and you said it'll very much by March, the walls will be up and it'll be complete by the end of the year.
I was so wrong.
Yeah.
I was so wrong.
So it went vertical December 5th, and no, the shell will not be complete.
No.
Although they are making rapid progress, but unless they really crank it up over the next 10 days.
Yeah. Over the holidays, we'll complete that building. It might be complete by like February or March. I don't know what we're going to ask that later, but go ahead. Yeah, that was so wrong, that one.
Will Rivers of America be closed in 2025? I said yes in the fall, as did you. It closed a little earlier than that, July 7th. And will we see walls go up? What will it look like in Frontierland? We said September walls will go up, and walls went up pretty much right away, although it was kind of gradual. Like a small section went up, and then I would say the rivers started being drained in August.
We're close, but they went fast. I think we were remarking all throughout the year that they're moving pretty quickly with a lot of these things. The only thing they moved slowly with was like the Encanto area.
Yeah, it seemed like that prep for the area took a lot longer than maybe we thought. Excuse me. Will Tom Sawyer Island close before the riverboat? Excuse me. Nope. They both closed at the same time. And will Monsters Land start construction? When will the walls go up? We both guessed October. Walls went up in June.
Fast.
Yep. And will the show building start like kind of for the door coaster before the Muppet Vision closes? We both said yes, and I think in actuality, no. They closed Muppet this kind of the same time they put the walls up and started working on the whole area at once.
Flipped, yeah.
And will the whole land be walled off before 2026? We both said no, and it was walled off in June.
Walled off completely. Unbelievable.
All right. Last section, I think, is for Destination D23. Will you be attending? You said you were up in the air. I said I will be attending, and in the end, I did go, and you did not.
I did not, no, because we were at Disney World 2.5 weeks before that, so yeah, it was tough.
What will be the main park signature topic? I said more details for the Monsters area. You said that I'm going over Test Track, and I would say there wasn't really a signature topic because they didn't even have a parks panel, so it was kind of spread around and stuff like that. So I don't think there was like a kind of a theme for the parks.
That was the story. There wasn't any news about the parks.
Yeah, it's a good point. Will we get more details of Villains Land? I said yep, different concept art, and you agreed. I said all we found out about was the architectural style, no new concept art or anything like that. So I think we were wrong on that one. Mm-hmm. Any new hotel announcement? You said just talking about Lakeshore Lodge, and I said the same, and I don't even know if we got much on that.
Nothing. Yeah, we didn't get anything. Yep.
Any surprise announcements? So you said no. I said either something about Journey into Imagination or a new Flight of Passage film. I was way off and way optimistic. But we did get some surprise announcements. We found out about Painting of the Castle.
Was that at Destination D23 the castle was? I totally forgot about that, yeah.
The Carousel Progress be updated to include the Walt animatronic and then the Tron Ares overlay.
Yeah, we got a decent amount with at D23, like the little ones that are always like kind of fun to hear about.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you look at it, we actually got some meat. Those are especially, the Walt animatronic and stuff like that. It's not what people thought we were going to hear. We thought we'd hear about Villains Land and stuff like that. We didn't get that.
So, I mean, here we go. We're going to go into our 2026 predictions now with basically the same topics, but with some D23 flavor. Are we going to overcompensate by how poorly we did this time and completely go under or underwhelming with some of our responses?
Probably.
Can we somehow predict this year or next year's Walt in the Carousel of Progress kind of things, like all these little things that they're kind of filtered? Can we? I think we can have
try.
To predict something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try. We'll do our best. I think we'll probably get more into the details when we get closer to the D23 Ultimate Fan event, but we'll try.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be fun if we could nail some like random thing that we know nothing about that we actually get right. So,
yep.
All right. So for 2026 predictions, since you did the 2025, you want me to do the prediction side?
Why don't we do that? So
okay.
Starting to lose my voice a little. So.
Yeah, here we go. So we're going to start right off the top like we did with 2025. The next Disney CEO. Phil, will we know who it will? Well, we are going to know who it is by at least the end of Q1, right? Or Disney's Q2, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
Who will it be, Phil? What is your prediction?
I mean, it's kind of chalk, but I'm going to go with Josh.
Yeah, I'm at this point. I'm going to agree on the same one. So we'll. There's no one else that we can predict now, and the only reason why we'd predict anybody else is just try to get one up on you on our predictions. But
Yeah.
it's the best guess we can. When will we find out? Do we want to go with like a month here rather than a quarter?
Yeah, I think it'll be by the end of January.
Oh, okay. End of January. So you think, are we going to know, are they going to make an announcement at like their like quarterly kind of view,
Yeah.
or are they going to go outside of their quarterly announcements and kind of just make that announcement on its own?
I think it'll be on its own, but sort of tied into like the timing of that. Like, so probably ahead of it, but kind of tied into the timing of that.
So I agree with you, but I think it's going to be at the end of April.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's going to be the same quarterly report, but with the Q2, Disney's
Okay.
Q2, or the end of Q1.
Yeah.
Calendar
Calendar-wise, yeah.
Calendar wise. I'm just typing things in here. Okay, so the next one is any other executive changes at that time. And what do we mean by this? I mean, like, because obviously there's going to be some shuffling around,
Yeah,
right?
I'm kind of like, the thing I was getting at was like, obviously there's a number of leading candidates, specifically Dana Waldman, and like, are they going to do something like with her to kind of make her feel a little bit more elevated, even if she's not the CEO, or something like that, where it's like basically not just like, well, Josh is it and everybody else, kind of fight for the crumbs, or are they going to like kind of announce some other kind of adjustments to sort of promote other people at the same time to make it seem like it's not just Josh. It's like we have this sort of executive team that's going to be leading the company.
Because my answer is, I think there's going to be somewhere in the middle of nothing changes other than somebody gets promoted to fill Josh's position, and what Chapek did, where he just basically reorged everything, and just it was like a mess. Like, I think there's going to be some shuffling around with the new CEO. I don't think it's going to be drastic because I think they want it to be nice and smooth. Iger's still going to be there for most of next year anyway, to kind of be like the guiding hand type of thing. So I don't know how I could write this down, but I'm going to say like some. I'm going to write mild changes to the executive team. I think there might be there's a chance that like a Dana or somebody else might leave the company after being quote unquote spurned. I don't know. I'm not going to predict that she leaves.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, and I think they don't want that to happen because she has a lot of like ties into Hollywood and stuff like that. So that's why I do think there'll be something where they give her a new title or something to make it seem like she's clearly more important, but not the CEO. And
So
I could also see like Bruce Vaughn maybe being elevated as well as like chief creative officer or something like that. So I think I could see something happening with those two because they seem to be like important people they want to make clear are important.
Okay. I have another question here. Maybe we could do we want to talk about some of the other studios and stuff in this section or in the movie section? So I have something that we don't have in here that I want to put in.
Oh, like the heads of Lucasfilm and stuff like that?
That's where I was getting.
Yeah,
Do you
you
want
could
to
do it now, like before we get into it, sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to put another thing. Lucasfilm leadership. Phil, do you have a prediction?
So I think Kathleen Kennedy will officially announce her retirement.
Do you think she leaves like officially, or is it going to be like I'm going to be here for a while,
I
but
think
I'm
it's
leaving?
I think it's going to be like the retirement tour. I think she'll be there for a little bit.
Okay. I think she's gone probably within 4 months of a new CEO. I think the reason why she hasn't been fired or hasn't been let go is because they want the new CEO to be able to take ownership of that.
That's true.
Right?
Yep.
That's what I think. Because the only project that's really of any significance coming out of Lucasfilm is the Mando movie.
Yeah.
And was it Starfighter that just
Starfighter,
wrapped on shooting? Both very tame movies. They're kind of like standalone kind of.
Yeah, it's not like the next trilogy or anything.
They're not impactful at all. And I think they want to do that, but I don't think they want Kennedy making another sequel trilogy. So I think she's going to be gone. Once the CEO comes in, I don't think they want to make waves where start firing people. Like I said, on the executive team, I think the same thing goes with a lot of the in the studio heads and stuff like that. So I think it'll be like a slowly phasing people out. Now, bonus question, Phil. maybe I don't know if we want to answer this, but in the movie section with the Mandalorian Grogu. But bonus question is: by the end of 2026, will Star Wars be back?
End of 2020.
Or no, here's a better question, because it's not going to be back with Mando at all, right? Will the Star Wars vibes be back? Meaning positive vibes for the future. We're excited and we're not like.
I think it'll be. This is kind of like chickening out a little bit. I think it'll be back more than now, but I don't think it's going to be like a fever pitch.
I don't think it's going to be a fever pitch either, right? Like, and I think you might agree with me. I think there's going to be cautious optimism.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're going to get any plans for the future of Star Wars next year at all. I can't spell optimism, by the way. So, okay, that's good questions. All right, so moving on to movies. Now that we just started talking about movies, we might get there. For each of the movies, we're going to guess the box office and general fan reaction, just like we did. We're going to give a dollar amount and a 1 out of 10 score. Do we want to change the 1 out of 10, number out of 10, or with a Rotten Tomatoes percentage?
I think so, maybe, because I didn't know where to check 1 out of 10 reaction.
Yeah,
the only thing
exactly.
I did was Rotten Tomatoes.
So we'll do that. Rotten Tomatoes percentage then. All right. Okay. So the first one is Hopper, which releases on March 6th. This is like kind of like a ecological, environmental kind of film where somebody can hop into the body of animal. I think it's a beaver.
Yes.
Or a beaver, right?
Yeah. Because
and can talk to animals and kind of live in their world, sort of thing. Phil, what is your guess?
I am kind of down on this one. So I'm trying to like not artificially go too low.
That's what I'm thinking right now, because I'm totally with you on this one.
I'm thinking like 225.
Oof. And I am going to go with, I think it's like a 170.
Oof.
I don't think this is going to do well at all. I don't think they're going to market it well. I don't think it looks like a Disney Plus streaming movie. That's really basically what it does, right?
Like it looks fine, but I can't imagine paying $80 or whatever for my family.
I can't wait to watch this at home with my kids. I think this is a perfect movie, and I think, but it's not like I'm not going to theaters for this, because this doesn't seem anything that's overly interesting. So what is your percentage score?
I'm going to say like 88.
I mean, I think it's going to get high scores. I think it looks like a clever movie, but again, it's not a big draw. I think like a 80, 85. I don't know why I'm picking a different number than you, but I'm not even why I put a dollar sign in under notes either. It's a percentage sign. All right, the next one is Mandalorian and Grogu. So this is the first major release of the year. It has some expectations to be like, it is a Star Wars movie. It's the first Star Wars movie since 2019. So that's the Rise of Skywalker. So it's been 6 years since Star Wars has been on the big screen. The only drama with this is that like all of like the views of like the official trailer are pretty low, and it's not getting a lot of traction. So Phil, what is your prediction for Mandalorian?
So I'm maybe a little more optimistic than people on this one as far as what it'll do. I think people go see it. Like even the non-hardcore Star Wars fans want to see the Baby Yoda movie,
Sure.
So I'm going to say 650 million.
Ooh, I think you're too high. I think I'm going to way underdo this one. I think this one is in the high 3s, low 4s. So I'm just going to go 4.25 on this one. What are your Rotten Tomatoes score predictions?
I think it'll do pretty well. I think people enjoy it. It's not going to get like a 98 or anything like that, but I'll say 90.
90%. This has the chance of really flopping and doing terribly, but I don't think it's not directed or written by Dave Filoni, so it's actually going to have a pretty good script attached to it, and it's directed by competent people. Did Dave Favreau direct this one?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. I think it's still going to be well received. I was going to my number was 92%. I think people are going to enjoy it. I just don't think it's going to be a blockbuster. Toy Story 5, June 19th, Phil. This is a controversial movie just because people don't want to see more Toy Story. They want to see more original movies, but every single one of the people that say that will go see this movie. I think this is going to be probably the biggest movie of the summer, cartoon wise, I guess, because there's other blockbusters in listed here in a couple ones, but I think this is going to kick off the summer with a pretty big hit. I'm right away going to go and guess this is my because I don't think this is going to be like I don't even know what Toy Story 4 did. I probably should have looked that up, but I think we're right in the $700 million range on this one. What do you think?
I think that's a little high. Oh, Toy Story 4 did 1.07 billion worldwide.
Yeah.
So maybe I should go higher.
It is a franchise.
I know it is a franchise. I know it's like people want to see it, and I think if it's good, like I could see the opening weekend like kind of disappointing a little bit, and then if it's good, word of mouth, people kind of catch up. I think 700's high. I still think people wait for streaming. I'll go 500.
500. Because I think Toy Story 5 it's a franchise that's been around for almost 30 years at this point, and I think it's been a while since Toy Story 4, so it's not like it's just right on the heels of the last one. The last one did pretty well. It's got all the original voices and the actors and the characters. It's not like a completely new thing. I think I might be going low on this one, but I'm going to stick with 700. What is your percentage? How are people going to receive this one?
I don't know. This one could go either way. I don't know. I think I'll go 88.
See, I was going to go with an 85%. I think a lot of people see it, but like the reviews would be like, it's another Toy Story. It's whatever. And I think everybody sees it, but no one's like, this is amazing type of thing. We could be completely wrong.
Yep.
But Pixar has to prove that they still got it, I guess, right? The next one is, I can't believe that this is coming out, but it'll also be 10 years since the movie had released. Moana live action on July 10th. Phil, do you want to go first on this one? I'll let you go first.
I'll go first. I'm going to say 950 million. I don't know if it'll get to the billion, but I think it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think that this one is this year's Stitch. I think Moana did Moana did 1.1 billion last year?
Last year.
The Moana 2.
Oh, Moana 2. Yeah, it did over $1 billion. Yeah.
How much do you have that up in front of you by any chance?
Yeah, I could check.
Because Moana is still one of the highest rated movies. Like, I think I just saw something where Moana 2 got some of the most hours viewed this year on streaming. Or at least on Disney Plus, I should say.
Yeah, forget if it. I know there was like, here are the top 10 things, and the only movies on it, and this wasn't just Disney. It was like all things. The only movies on it was Moana, still the original, and Encanto. I forget which one. I don't know if they said which was higher than the other. And Moana 2 did 1.059 billion.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's going to be doing something similar. My percentage on this, I think, is going to be kind of low. I think it's going to be 82% just because The Rock is in it. And
yeah, I'm thinking a little lower too. Like, people go see it, but it might not. So I don't know. I'll guess like 85.
Yeah, I just have a feeling. All right, the next one. This one could be all over the place, right?
It really could.
The next one is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Every Spider-Man that comes out does way lots of money. I think the last one, obviously, I think Spider-Man is the only MCU movie that's like the bright side of everything that's come out in the last 5 years since Endgame. Right?
So Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021 did 1.92 billion, almost 2 billion.
So we got to go up there, Phil.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I don't think I'm going that high though. I will go 1.25 billion.
So yeah, I think you're low, but I'm going to go with 1.6 billion.
Then I'm going to go with $1. So I can
$1. $1. What are the percentages?
I think it'll do well. I think it'll be like 96% or something like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if I have to put a different number, I'll just put 95%. I think people like that. Here's another one that's going to be really interesting. Coming next November is the movie called Hexed.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know anything about this movie other than it has a really interesting art style from the screens that I saw. So it's not your typical Disney or Pixar big-eyed, the thing that's been the same for like a decade.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in this. And I have no idea. This screams to me, Phil, like a $280 million film.
Yeah, I'm trying to be optimistic because I want it to be good. It isn't a musical, which I think is going to hurt it. I'm going to say like word of mouth will push it a little bit, like kind of what happened with Elemental. Yeah. So I'm going to say 375.
375. This is really like prices right here.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be well received by the people that do
I agree
see
too.
it. And I would put this at like a 91%. That's my number. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 94. I think people like it. I'm hoping. Maybe I'm guessing with my heart, not my head. But
I am too. Now, the last is Avengers Doomsday, Phil.
yes.
I am pessimistic and optimistic at the same time. I don't know what that means, but that's how I feel. This has got all the major people coming together. There was a teaser trailer that just dropped. It was first leaked, and then everybody saw it during Avatar Fire and Ash. And is this, if I say what it is that spoiling things, Phil?
It was like 10 seconds long. It was like there was no dialogue or anything like that. But it obviously, I think everyone knows out there. I mean, it was kind of, we knew before that Steve Rogers was going to be in it. So
Steve Rogers is back, right?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is back. The Russo brothers are saying that this is a true sequel to Endgame.
Yeah.
Which I was talking with a buddy of mine, and they were saying, like, doesn't that make everything that all the movies and shows that came between it just BS? And I'm like, yeah,
pretty much.
But they were like, that's the truth. Like, no one cared about anything in the multiverse saga, and kind of just wrapping it all up and just kind of rushing it under the rug. I don't know. I think it works. Like, it allows people to be like, I want to go back to the MCU. Do I need to watch the 30 films that came in between that were
you don't need to.
Garbage? You don't need to. You don't need to. So I'm really super excited about this. I don't know if the hype will be there to carry this, unless it's just such a banger that like people are just exploding to go
and
see
seeing
it
it 10 times and stuff. Yeah.
So we got to put a number on here, Phil.
Just as a reminder, Endgame did 2.8 billion.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Endgame numbers at all. My first question to you is, you have Spider-Man at 1.25. Are you going north of that?
I'm going north of that.
Okay.
I'm going to say 1.85.
Ooh. That is spicy. I
think they're really helped by only having the two movies. I think like people will be focused on them. And
but like people are trained to ignore MCU movies. So it really depends on how much they kind of market it.
I'm sure they're going to market the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to with all the stars on there. I think people that kind of ignored everything in the MCU be like, oh, Captain America's back. And it's not the Captain America that was kind of like making a speech in Times Square to like a U.S. senator or couldn't afford to fix his like shrimping boat type of thing. I think people are going to expect a spectacle like Endgame for the people that aren't really paying attention. Like all MCU fans are definitely seeing this, right? Like,
right. And then you have all like the Fox X-Men fans are going to want to see it with Professor X and Patrick Stewart and everything. And like, I don't know, everybody who has any interest in any of these is going to want to see it, right?
But even the people that are not like comic book movie fans, but like love the spectacle of like Endgame, that were just like MCU fans from like 6 years ago that kind of drifted away. I think they're coming back just because of the names that are on here. And I think your number is pretty good. I could see it at a place where it only does like $1 billion, but I can also see where like if it's a good movie and like you get the people that want to see it 2, 3, 4 times in the theaters, it could push higher. So I'm ever the optimist. And I'm probably jinxing the movie right now. It's all my fault. Just us in our little podcast making predictions. It's all our fault. I want to go with 2.1 billion.
All right. So you're giving me a hard time for going to 1.85.
I'm an optimist. I changed my mind. I was going to go with 1.3 or 1.2, but like, no, I'm going to add a B on top of that. It depends. Here's the thing. It depends on the teaser from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Because there's going to be some kind of teaser on there. Whatever, like people got slightly hyped at the end of Fantastic Four with the end of credit scene.
Yeah, the post credit scene with Doomsday. Yeah,
they got to put one in Spider-Man. I hope they do. So I hope they.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a reason it's coming. It's coming out when it is. It's going to tie in.
Oh, I mean, they would be stupid, really stupid, not to do that. Okay, so but in general, Phil, will Disney continue to ride its recent hot streak and be viewed as back? This is the same question. I mean, last year, this year in 2025, Disney had, if it wasn't for a Chinese release that did almost $2 billion overseas, it did like $23 million domestically and like everything else internationally. Disney did have the top 2 movies not counting Avatar with Lilo and Stitch and whatchamacallit, Zootopia too.
Right.
I consider that Disney being back if they can hold like $2 billion movies in a single year. It's not like they're having 6 like they used to, but like it's still, I mean, if you count Avatar might be technically, I guess, the $3 billion movie. Will Disney continue the streak of having multiple $1 billion releases in 2026?
I think so, yes. And I think overall it'll be kind of similar to this year, where there'll be like some hits and some misses. The difference is I think people will be more positive about Star Wars and the MCU than they are now.
So this year, Disney, I posted this in one of the threads that I told you last week. Disney had what, 2 movies in the top 10 this year? Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think it was like that, but then they had a few more that were in like 11 to 15 or something like that, yeah.
Do you think Disney will have more than 2 movies in the top 10 this year? If 3 is the under-over for movies in the top 10, do you go over or under?
I'll go over.
I agree with you. I think there'll be. I think you're automatically going to get Avengers. I think you're going to get Spider-Man. I think you're going to get Moana, and I think you're going to get Toy Story 5. Mando's probably going to be up there, but like if it flops and there's with Mando season 3 and everything else, that you can't trust Star Wars at this point. It could like come out and it'll be like, this movie stinks, and then it'll just nosedive into obscurity. So, there's a very good chance that it has. I hope it doesn't, because I like good Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right. For TV, let's pop through these pretty quickly here. Disney Plus continue to be profitable and continue to gain subscribers. To me, I think this is a no-brainer. Yes, I think it'll perpetually succeed and make money. I think the service is continuing to get better. And like, there's really no difference between Disney Plus and Hulu. Here's a bonus question, Phil. Does Hulu and Disney Plus disappear and combine completely, where they're now one service in 2026?
That's not a bonus question. That's a question I had in there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll just continue. Yes, it will be. So, will Disney acquire or merge with any other streaming services?
No.
I agree. I think they're now I think they're now completely off the acquisition level, and plus with the new CEO, I don't think he's going to come out of the gate like Iger did and start purchasing things at this point, right? Because they have plenty of money. Like if it's tomorrow is just going to continue what's been going on, and I don't think they have any acquisitions in their horizon at this point. Will Disney Plus and Hulu just become one service or stay separate but integrated, Phil? What do you think?
I think it'll stay separate for at least a little while longer. I think there's enough difference to the content, and some people might want just one or the other. I think the day is coming, but I don't think next year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's ready for this year. I think we might get hints if that's what they want to do, and they're going to slowly start integrating things. Like right now, I could go to Disney Plus or Hulu and see Disney Plus content, like on like the what you want to see. Because if you remember a year ago, you started working on like their algorithms and how to like push different content to different viewers. I think they're slowly going to work towards doing that. Will the Muppet Show special spawn a new series or be a one and done, Phil? I know. Let's speak with our brain and not our heart for a moment, Phil, because I know you're hoping that this is the case. Yeah. But what do you think the Muppet Show?
I definitely don't think it'll be a one and done. I'm trying to decide if I think it'll be like a full-on series or it'll be like every quarter or something like that. There'll be one or something.
Is this
like
remind me now, is this the one that's coming out? Is it like just a couple episodes or is it just
it's just one show? It's like one, I don't know, hour-long show or something like that with Sabrina Carpenter, and it's just like kind of like it's like in honor of like the anniversary of it, and it's going to be like the old style show, but it's just a one-off for now.
Hasn't Sabrina Carpenter just made everything she's been in just been a giant failure? Like, isn't she like a cursed or something? I could have.
I don't know. I thought she was doing well. I
don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of another celebrity.
Yeah,
I'm terrible with celebrities. I don't know. Like, it depends on how they push this, because the Muppets could be good if they gear it towards adults, like how it used to be. Like,
I mean, it's got like Seth Rogen involved and stuff. I think that's what it's going to do.
That's like, a good marriage. I think.
I think it's going to be more. I always feel weird saying it's going to be more like adult. Like, it's not like X-rated or anything like that. But it's like, it's not going to be a kiddie show. Like, it's going to be like more the old style.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Like, I don't like the Muppets when they try to be like safe. I like the Muppets when they're like there's innuendo, and it's like
Yeah.
risque, but like in a clean way, right?
Yeah.
Like but no, with Rogan, I think it'd be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna rank the series. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonder Man, Daredevil, X-Men 97 season 2, Maul, Shadow Lord, and Vision Quest. I believe Maul and X-Men are both animated. The rest are live action. Did I get that right, Phil?
Correct. Yeah.
Give me your ranking 1 through 5 real quick.
X-Men 97 1.
Okay.
I will say Vision Quest 2, Daredevil 3, Maul 4, and Wonder Man 5.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this too. I think X-Men will definitely be number 1 since season 1. I haven't seen season 1, but like it got rave reviews.
It was like some of the best television period.
So that's on my list. I also think Vision Quest is going to be good because it has the actor for Vision, Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yep.
He's fantastic. I think he'll be a draw in its own way.
And it's kind of part 3 of that series, with WandaVision and then Agatha and now this. So I think people like it.
Yeah.
I think they know what they're doing. I think they know how to do the tone and stuff. So
my dark horse would be Daredevil. I'm putting Daredevil at 3, but I think there's a chance that that's like number 1 or 2, just because they learned what to do with the first season.
That's true, and it does have more of like the other characters in it. So I just think it's going to be kind of the same, where it's still going to be a little niche market because of the violence and stuff.
I don't know. I don't think it'll get huge numbers because of the violence.
Yeah.
But like fan reception, because we're ranking fan perception, right?
No, that's true.
Fans love Daredevil, but it was also kind of like tame, right? Like other than the first episode, it kind of like slowed down quite a bit because originally it was just like a courtroom kind of drama. I think they're going to lean into like the real Daredevil type stuff. And there's a chance for it to be like, this is an amazing TV. Between Maul and Wonder Man, I don't know anything about Wonder Man. And I have a feeling it's just going to be stupid. So I'm going to put that at 5. I'm probably completely wrong on this, but like to me, I don't know who's asking for this and what is the purpose of this show. We know very little about it. I've seen some of like the teasers and stuff like that, but like I don't understand it. Could be fun though, right? But like I think it's going to be one of those Disney Plus things that are like, okay, whatever. In the Mall thing, we'll put it at 4 because that's the only thing left. I don't know. Like,
I think that
Disney fans love their cartoons.
I was going to say they're always well received. They're always well done and stuff like that. And Maul's a popular character and stuff, but I just can't see it becoming like this huge thing that draws in like new fans and stuff. But you never know.
You never know. We're gonna go on to the parks now. So attendance and discounts. Like your first question is when will TIFF figures for 2025 come out? So we're predicting what month they come out now because they used to come out like clockwork earlier in the year.
Now it keeps getting delayed.
This year they were in October,
November or something, right?
Last year they were August, and they've been usually in the spring. I read your question. It says, will they come out? They come out at all. But I'm pretty sure they will come out. So what is your guess? What month?
I think it'll be late again. I think I'll say October again. I think it's going to be like, it's definitely not going to be earlier because they're going to have to figure out how to factor in Epic Universe and stuff like that. So,
well, I think it was Len Testa that mentioned this on one of the message boards that it was a new company that was doing it.
Yeah, he talked about it on the podcast too, that it's like they've switched the last couple of years, and if it's this, and we don't know what's going to happen next year. Assuming it's the same company, theoretically it could come out earlier. I guess.
That's my take, right? So I'm going to get on a limb, and I'm going to say it comes out in June.
Oh wow!
Only because I am going to assume, and I have nothing to base my assumptions on. It's the same company; they know what they're doing, and it's going to come back out. All right. So what will be the reported park attendance go? We don't have 2025. Are these the 2024 numbers that you have? You just labeled the header by 2025. Yeah. So let's just put this. So I'm going to list the 2024 number. We're going to guess the 2025 number. Magic Kingdom, Phil, 17.8. I
think it'll gradually go up. I'll say it hits 18.
18 on the dot.
Yeah.
I think Magic Kingdom always kind of goes up, but I think it's going to be relatively flat. I'm going to go 17.9 just because there's no real main draw. So Epcot at 12.1, Phil.
I think that one will be fairly flat. I mean, it's been riding Guardians being there, but now that that's been there for a little while, I just don't know how much more drive there'll be there. So I'll say flat 12-1.
I think this actually goes up with Test Track. This is probably one of the more
that's true.
popular parks that are gaining attraction. I'm going to go 12-5 on this
Okay.
one. Hollywood Studios, Phil.
I mean, some stuff closed and people came down to see that and then see some of the new shows and stuff. I'll say there's a decent increase. I'll say 10.8.
Wow. I am going to say that actually attendance shrinks at Hollywood Studios, but I'm going to go at like 10.1. So we're going to lose. Again, all these changes are going to be marginal changes for the most part.
I'm not saying anything's jumping by 3 million people or anything like that.
Yeah. So Animal Kingdom at 8.8 million.
I think that's going to drop a little bit, even though like I just don't think that many people came to say goodbye to Dinosaur and stuff like that. So I'm going to say 8.6.
I think, honestly, Animal Kingdom seemed busy this year for whatever reason. Maybe that's, I don't understand. Maybe that's just my perception. I'm going to say it increases by to 8.9. So again, marginal increase. I think all the parks will remain flat. I think they had good attendance this year. I just don't think attendance exploded this year. So we're going to go for Universal. What are we thinking about Islands of Adventure? It was at 9.45 last year.
I think I really have no idea how to judge the tickets for trying to get into Epic and stuff like this. I'll say it dips just a little. I'll say 9.4.
Goes down for the second year in a row. I think it increases, but only by a little bit, only because Epic didn't really roll out until May. So you almost had half the year where people were just waiting.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear any stories about the parks being super crowded because it was just like everybody rushed back.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be an uptick to about like 9.6 or so. Universal Studios, 9.5. Phil, what do you got on this one?
I'm going to say the same thing, 9.4.
9.4, so a slight dip again. I'm going to go with 9.7 again, just a little bit of an uptick because people kind of came back. I think those are relatively the same numbers from 2023.
Yeah,
or 2020. Yeah, 2023.
Yeah, because they both had a slight dip in 2024.
Now here's the thing: will we get Epic numbers at all, and what are they? So this is fun because we have nothing to base it on.
Yeah, and obviously it only opened in May and had reduced attendance and stuff like that. But obviously the demand is there. I'm going to say it hits 4 million.
4 million. See, I think that's low, but not too low because again, half the year it's not opened, and the severely limited attendance for a good portion of the opening. They've been slowly increasing it, but like, I was going to go with basically half of Universal Studios. So I guess I'll just say 5, just a round number. We'll see what happens. I think anything in the 4s you win, and anything in the 5s I win. We're probably both going to lose on this one. So that's just our track record. Okay. So how will attendance feel is this now in 2026?
Yeah. No. Well, no. Yes, that should be 2026. Yeah, I'm getting my years confused. I'm going back.
It's the tier report. Okay. So next year, how will attendance feel?
I think similar to this year, with kind of good crowds, but nothing crazy. There's still going to be peaks, and I think there'll be enough new stuff to kind of keep people coming back. So I don't think it'll be crazy, but I think it'll be similar to this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think same. I'm going to say same-ish. I think there will be some dips in attendance in some times, but I think that'll overcome with different like peaks. I just think that Disney will have to, we'll talk about this later, will have to be creative or aggressive with discounts to get people in the parks.
Yeah, I think that's a fair, it'll be really interesting to see, because are there going to be a lot of people that are waiting for 2027 when Tropical Americas opens and that sort of thing? Yeah.
Which parks will Epic Universe impact the most? Are we going to see any? I'll say flat out that I don't think there's any impact. I don't think it does anything. I think it's just now part of the ecosystem, and it is.
I mean, I think in general it is. I think that's why I have down a little bit on the other two Universal parks and Animal Kingdom. I think those are the ones that are impacted the most, but it's not like cutting them in half or anything.
So what will just none, no impact?
I'd say
little.
Yeah, I'd say little impact to the other Universal parks and Animal Kingdom. because I think it makes it easier for people to skip Animal Kingdom and do Epic instead as their like extra day or something.
Be interesting to see if we can actually measure that.
Yeah.
What discounts will we see? Any ticket related? Anything including like multi-pass, or just your standard room and dining options? We do know that like Kids Eat Free is coming up and that type of thing. So will we see any creative discounts, Phil?
I don't think anything special. I mean, I definitely think we'll see a return of those things like the 3 parks at $89 each park and stuff like that. I could see that maybe being expanded and even include Magic Kingdom for if it's over the summer. I could see them trying to get people down with some ticket things, but I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy. Maybe we could see the like buy 4 days get 2 days free type thing or something like that.
You want to put that one down?
Yeah, put
In
that one
writing?
down. Yeah, I'll put that in writing.
4 days, 2 free.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. I think we'll see all the regular. We'll see free dining. We'll see,
Sure,
rack rate discounts. We'll see a 3 park deal. I think that's starting to become like a standard offering for a lot of people. I want to say that depending on when the new CEO comes on board, especially if it's Josh with him coming up in the park, so he's going to favor the parks a little bit more than anything else, most likely, because at least now he gets to call all the shots that he wants to, right? This is kind of like an off the wall prediction, but I think we'll see a more aggressive multi-day discount. Similar to how it was pre-COVID, where the 4th and 5th ticket was significantly reduced versus now it's where it's the 6th and 7th ticket that's significantly reduced. I think they'll bring back that hump to get people to stay longer. Because I think 2 things could happen, right? And this is all me speaking out of my butt at this point. It's that they'll have some numbers with how people have stayed on property, how many people that stayed on property went to all 4 parks, and how many kind of left to do Epic, right? I think they're going to be able to figure out, did you do an Epic day on your vacation? And so now that this is the first full year that Epic's there, they want to try to keep people on property longer and trying to turn them away from an Epic vacation, or at least if they're going to do Epic, maybe it's just 1 day versus maybe like 2 days at Universal.
You're doing
right?
a split where you're staying
Whatever
at
it might
Disney
be,
for
right.
4 days and Universal for 3 days or something. Yeah.
So I think the way to do that is incentivize people to stay for that 4th, 5th, and 6th day. Because right now they're incentivizing you for staying for like the 5th, 6th, and 7th day in the parks. I think they want to try to bring that back. And I think that's a way they could do that without printing that Disney's making all the tickets cheaper, because they never want to say that they're reducing ticket prices.
Mm-hmm.
They never want to say that like they're giving the tickets away for free, that sort of thing, because that's bad PR, especially when Disney's so, expensive. They don't want to drastically think that they're losing money now. They're getting desperate, right? So they never want to admit their hubris either. But if they can kind of get it on the back end where most people aren't really paying attention, I think that might be something to look out for. But you never know. See if we can reverse the Chapek stuff that he did.
Yep.
Additions to the park. So this is where it's going to get a little bit longer. When will the following open? Frozen After new animatronics. I could have sworn we knew when this was opening up.
They just said February. We know the closing date of January 27th, and they said it's going to open in February, but we don't know exactly when.
So we know that it's coming up in February. We're guessing a date in February?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, what is the date in February?
I will guess. So it's basically how aggressive do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be like a week thing or a 4-week thing? I'm going to guess.
Okay, let's guess how many weeks down then.
I think it'll be down for 2.5 to 3 weeks.
You got to give me one number.
All right, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. All right, down for 3 weeks. I think this is down for 2 weeks, and it opens up February 31st.
February 31st.
I can't be wrong, right?
Okay.
Because the day doesn't exist. Big Thunder Mountain. We know it comes up in the spring. When is it opening?
I think it will open April 20th.
Oh, we're going actual dates, and
I don't know.
I
just put a date on the calendar. I think sometime in April. I think it'll be like well before Memorial Day. I think it's going to like open on the early side.
Well, I don't know if you want to change it. So April 20th is a Monday.
Yeah.
Do you think it opens? Did you pick a Monday on purpose, or did you just pick a date? Okay. I think it's going to be the same week, but I think it's going to be the 23rd. It opens up on a Thursday.
Okay.
Where it's probably going to be like June 7th.
Yeah.
And we're completely wrong again. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. We know it's spring. And the bonus is any alternate game modes. So why don't you explain what alternate game modes?
Yeah, so Drew did a video about this, and it was mentioned by the Imagineer working on the project that basically there's more all the targets are new and they're all digital, and so they like light up colors and stuff when you hit them. But he mentioned that it will allow for different game modes, and so we're kind of guessing at what that means. But it could be like holiday overlays. It could mean battle mode where you have to hit the other person in your ride vehicle's targets or something like that. So something where there's like kind of the straightaway version of it and then some alternate version of it.
So I'll go first. We know we said it's spring. When is spring over and when does it begin for? Is it like March through May, Memorial Day? Like what does Disney consider spring? Not what actual spring is.
I think it's probably through Memorial Day, and it could be like March 1st through Memorial Day, I'd say.
Okay, so we're going to peg it there. I think this comes out, I don't know. I'm not going to pick a date, but I'm going to say end of March.
Okay, I think this one might be a little later. So I'm going to say mid-May sometime.
Okay, mid-May. I'm saying yes to game modes. I mean, I think that's a really cool idea. Are you saying anything?
Yes, I think there will be something. I will say not at the first open, but at some point.
All right. I think it will come out at the start, just to be contrary.
Okay.
I think you're probably right on that one. Bluey at Animal Kingdom in the summer. When does this kick off?
I think it's got to be by Memorial Day, right?
Yeah, I don't think it will be Memorial Day. I think it's one of those things like June 7th or something like that. So like first week or two of June is my guess.
Yeah, so
you gonna say Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Memorial Day weekend. I'm just looking it up because I think it's gonna be kind of part of Cool Kids Summer, which this past year started May 27th. So
that's a good point.
It's gonna be like pretty much the same thing.
Dang, I want to change my answer now, but I can't.
Disney
Junior Mickey, I'm locked in. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, which is going in the Disney Junior Dance Party building.
It has a new name now. I forget what it is, but it's part of the Magic Disney Animation courtyard
area thing. Terrible names, but we'll get better ones hopefully. When do you think that opens?
I think that opens the same date. I think the same day as Bluey. So first day of Cool Kids Summer. So Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with this one only because I don't think there's anything really keeping it from opening at this point. I think they're going to want more things to open as soon as possible, especially with Cool Kids Summer. I hope Cool Kids Summer remains like a thing for like the next couple of years. I think that's a really cool idea.
It seems they got really good feedback from it. So yeah, I think it will.
The next one is the Magic of Disney Animation late summer bonus. Which characters will be part of the 6 there? We know Mulan and Rapunzel. I haven't read a lot about this because nothing about this really, really interests me. I mean, I love seeing it when I'm in the park, but like following it as a thing, other than the aesthetics of how the building and the courtyard look, like I have no interest in following what's going inside. So, when will you say that this opens?
I'm going to say August 13th.
I think this is going to open. I think a week before that. I'm going to say first week of August.
Okay. Yeah, I was tempted to go a little later. I mean, when they say late summer, it means that like they're probably pushing it to make it, so it could be September or something like that. But I think they want to get it open before like Halloween starts and stuff. But
and we don't know any of the other characters that are going to be there.
They just said there's 6, and they've said so far Mulan and Rapunzel are 2 of them.
So which ones are you guessing? You want to name 1 or 2?
Yeah, let's just 4? Yeah. I don't think we each need to name 4.
You have anything in mind?
I was trying to think of a Pixar character that's like not already going to be in Hollywood studios because you're not going to have Monsters or Toy Story since they're already there. I'll say Luca, the kids from Luca.
All right, well, I'll just put Luca for the movie. See, this is kind of tough because I don't know if this is just going to be like a princess thing or if this is going to be like strict.
It's
like,
supposed to show
animation.
like the different stages of animation type thing. And I know that they said the one with Rapunzel is supposed to illustrate the multiplane camera and stuff like that. So
I'm going with Snow White, just because it's the OG.
yeah, I definitely think there'll be somebody classic like that. I was thinking maybe like Jiminy Cricket or something like that.
Oh, that might be an interesting one. I just think like Snow White, because you can't meet Snow White anywhere else other than like
She meets outside Germany.
I was going to say, but that not all the time,
Right.
right? And she's sometimes at the princess meals, but not not.
Well,
all
she's
the
at her
time.
own princess meal at Wilderness Lodge.
Yes, you're right. You're correct. I actually went there 2 years ago. But again, in the parks, you can't meet her, right?
Yeah, definitely not in Hollywood Studios.
So I don't know, I'm going to put Snow White. I think that might be a cool thing. Then I could drag my son, who gets really embarrassed when I say he gets to meet Snow White. He's getting to the age where it's just like inappropriate now to kind of make him joke. He's over he's going to be 11 or 12 the next time he's there, and that's just a little bit too old for that. Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. It's summer. Are you going Memorial Day, or are you pushing this out a little bit?
I'm pushing this out a little bit. I mean, they're only closing it when like you got to give them at least 4 or 5 months, right? So I'm going to go mid-July.
I think they're going to move fast on this one, just like everything else. I think this is like early June opening. I think that park is going to be hurting for anything. So I think early June they're going to rush this one. Not rush it, but like I think they're going to work overtime to get it back up and running. When will Cinderella's castle painting be finished, Phil?
I'm going to
You went long on this one, I think, in your head, right?
Yeah, well, they said later in the year. I'm going to say November 1st.
Wow, that's late. You think they're really going to be, if they're going to take,
I don't. We'll
that's
see.
a long time. When does it go down again? When is it closing?
January. They
we
didn't
don't
say
know
exactly
yet.
when.
I think it's going to be 4 months. I think it'll be done by early May. I think they're going to push it. I think they don't want, with all the walls at Frontierland, I don't think they want even more cranes. I think they just want to get it done as quickly as possible. But I don't know if they can with the way they're limited.
Yeah, that's
but
why it's because they're only working in the
know.
mornings or whatever. I don't know. So, let's see.
it can't take that long, right? I don't know.
I've never painted a castle.
Okay, so it's true. It's true. I'm not an expert. Carousel of Progress update, the closing and reopening. So we're gonna have 2 dates.
Yeah, assuming we think it's going to happen next year because they haven't said.
I think they want it. Could they work on? I mean, here's the thing. I don't think it might not get that much closing time, only because I think they can work on it behind that curtain.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if the only main update is to the actually adding the Walt. I mean, they've talked about having
Bonus
other
question.
updates throughout.
Okay, well, here we go. Here's the thing. Here's a question then. Bonus question. When does it close? When does it open? And do any other scenes get significantly touched?
Okay.
Like if they change the clothes or whatever, that doesn't count. Like significantly changed.
So I think this closes after Buzz opens, which I think is going to be more like June or May or whenever I said.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this goes down mid-August.
August through.
I think it's going to take a while. I think they're going to do a lot of work and it's going to be a big refurb. So I think it's not going to open until 2027. So I'll just say February 1st, something like that.
February of 2027. See, you could be right here. I didn't think about that they might take this opportunity to really like gut the insides of it and do like a complete refurb for like 5 months. This could be the thing. Like we say, yeah, it'll be August, but like, oh no, this time next year, we're like, no, they close this in March.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it certainly could be that.
So I'm gonna go sooner rather than later on this one, and I'm gonna do March through. I think it'll be open for the holiday season, and that's usually early November. So you have how many? We both picked about.
Yeah, about 5-6 months, right?
6 months or so. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to guess any other? Any other seating going to be majorly changed?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your sense of major, but I think yes.
Major change to a scene, and I'm assuming we mean the last scene, right?
I think there's a chance they change one of the other scenes to try to spread it out.
Major change to a scene. You're gonna say it's not gonna be the last scene.
Well, I think that last scene's definitely getting updated, and I think it could be another scene as well.
Scene and more. I agree. I think the last scene and more as well. And this is the type of thing where I wouldn't mind a change as long as they keep it consistent and everything else.
Yeah, the same spirit of it and stuff. Sure.
Miscellaneous questions. Will the Castle Dreamlights return? Yes or no?
I'm going to be the poo-pooer. I'm saying no. I don't think they're coming back.
No, I don't think they're coming back either, especially after they just had a bunch of cranes painting it. I don't think they're hanging any lights from it. Will a new attraction open in Epic Universe?
I don't think a real attraction. I think it could be like a show or something, or restaurants and stuff, but I don't think a real attraction.
No, I don't think so either. There's not enough time for that. Any surprise entertainment not announced that the parks will get?
I can't think of anything what it would be. So I don't know. Maybe they try to do some sort of parade at Animal Kingdom to draw people. So I'll say that. I'll say something at Animal Kingdom.
Parade, because I'm gonna differentiate. I don't think there's gonna be a parade, but I think they're gonna try to utilize the amphitheater in there.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to just say generally something at Animal Kingdom to get some bonus points for that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cheap.
I'm gonna say something. New water show. No more kite tails, but something. All right, for construction. Man, how long is this thing? We got another 10 pages here to go, Phil.
It's a Wheezy special.
Yes, it's a Wheezy special. I was just going to say that. Construction. What will we see the Encanto Show building be? Will we see the Encanto Show building be enclosed? I mean, I think the answer is yes.
This should be when.
When? Let's change it to when. When will we see it enclosed, Phil?
I'm going to say February.
I think you're. Yes, I think February might be too soon. I think it'll be March, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was February either. When will Piston Peak go vertical? What are we calling vertical on this?
I guess it could be like what they did for Encanto, where the Imagineers actually said it's going vertical now.
So are we dictating vertical with a Imagineer post? Or like a bioreconstruct flying something over and saying it's
no, I'll say an Imagineer, like something official.
Official post?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
when?
I think it's still going to take some time. I think there's a lot of prep for that and stuff like that. But it's definitely going to be next year. I'll say September.
Oh man. I was going to say September, but I'll say October. Just so we have something different. I misspelled September too. When will the coaster building be enclosed? The Monsters Land?
I think they'll take. That seems now a little behind the Encanto one. I will say May.
I think this is going to take a bit longer because they got to build the tracks and stuff inside. I don't think they build the building and then bring everything in because that makes it more difficult. Fully enclosed roof and walls. I think it's October.
Okay.
I think it's just going to take some time to do that. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to go long on that one. Will the new Monster Show marquee go up in 2026?
I think yes.
Do you want to put a bonus month or you just want to keep it at yes or no?
I'll say October.
I'm going to say no. I mean, if something, are we counting something goes up, but it's like guarded, like you can't see it? Does that count?
Yeah.
I'm still going to say no, but like I think that's what probably likely will happen. We won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
Right. Unless they announce things at D23. Okay, I guess we kind of answered this, but I wanted to throw it a bonus question. What is the state of each project at year's end? But like, if Encanto Show building is enclosed in February, that means significant work is going to be done. Generally, what are your vibes at each one of these projects, Phil? Briefly.
Yeah, I think they're going to be jumping on the Encanto Show building and the ride and stuff like that. I know we're getting to D23, but I wouldn't be surprised if at D23 they start showing like scenes and stuff like that.
Well, we'll get to D23 in a moment.
But I'm just saying, like by year's end, I think it'll be like,
well, like really. Well, I'm saying for just construction wise, will there be like paving and shrubbery and like
Yeah, I don't
the
know about
outside being
plants and
done?
stuff. I think they'll be working on the outside and giving it the shape and the and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if actual plants will be in, but
Okay, so you think the land will be looking more and more
yeah.
land? I'm going to say Encanto. I'm going to write this. This is a terrible question for formatting here. Tropical America will be. I'm just going to say roughed in.
Yeah, I think that'll be roughed in, and we'll really be getting a feel for the like how the Encanto area is going to look with the house on the hill and stuff like that.
And then, do you think? What about Indy? Is that still going to be completely I mean, I guess
Yeah, I don't think we're not going to
it's
see
walled
much
off.
about that yet. I mean, I think that's going to go once it gets going. It'll be quick, but I don't think we'll be seeing much of the work on that yet.
Piston Peak.
I think it's just going to get started by the end of the. I mean, they'll be going vertical, and we'll see like the framing take shape. So maybe we'll start to get an idea of the scale. But I think it's still going to look like way away.
Okay. Will you say that we might see some actual rock work by end of the year or no?
No.
Okay. I think it'll just go vertical with some roughed in terrain, meaning it's getting ready to build the foundation of stuff.
Okay.
Monsters Inc. is still going to be walled off and still major construction.
Yeah, I think we'll obviously be getting a sense of the space. Like I assume by then the building for like the restaurant will have gone up, like at least the shell and stuff like that. So I think we'll be starting to get more of a sense of like the flow of the land.
Will we see a lot of monster touches yet?
Not yet.
On the building. You think the marquee will go up if we won't see any monster touches?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it'll still be walled off. I don't think anything else will change out on the outside. Obviously, insides are going to be massively changed because they already have permits for a lot of that stuff too and stuff like that. Okay, moving on to the actually, do I need to do one more thing? Coaster, monsters, and Encanto. Yeah, I think we're good. D23, Ultimate Fan Event. Will you be attending? I know you will not be attending.
I will not
this
be
year.
attending. I will be on vacation.
Yes. I really want to try. I just don't know if I feel like spending that type of money when the tickets are coming, and then it'd be like, I want to spend the money for these tickets when it's actually happening. Right. So it'll be, I'm going to say I'm going to want to try, but we'll see. What will be the main park's signature topic, Phil?
I think Tropical Americas.
Okay. Tropical Americas. So I don't think it'll be Tropical Americas because that'll be something that they're promoting that's opening next year. And I think they want to go further out. And Tropical Americas can be easily overlooked, I think. Even though it's going to be a major land, it's kind of in the Animal Kingdom. It's the least attended park. It's off to the side. It's not impacting the rest of the park from a visual point of view. I think we'll get significant details about villains and Piston Peak because I think they're going to, with that being a dirt hole for basically a year at that point, I think they're going to be giddy to kind of share what the Magic Kingdom is going to be reimagined to be. So I think they want to make people excited for that to come, in my opinion. Not to say that they're going to like just steamroll over Tropical Americas and barely.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think Tropical Americas is going to get a significant portion of time. I think we're going to get a lot of like Indiana Jones type stuff, but I don't think it's going to be like dun 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 here everything type of thing. Piston Peak, will we get new concept art? Yes, obviously. For me, you say yes.
Sure.
We found out more about the secondary attraction and what will it be? Do you have any guesses right now?
I think yes, we will. I think it's going to be some like junior circuit driving thing. It's going to be like really only for kids.
I agree. Same thing. I have some other things, but I want to tie this, some predictions on here, but I want to tie this to some other, the D23 kind of thing. So I'll leave that off for another point. It's kind of adjacent to this. Will we get an opening time frame for Piston Peak? I say no, we won't.
I say no. At the most, we get a year, but I think no.
I don't even think we'll get that.
Yeah, I
at
don't
this
think
point.
so.
Villains Land, new concept art. I think yes. I think
Yes.
it's going to be the big thing. Will we find out more about the two main attractions? I don't think we'll get details, but I think we might get some adjectives. I don't know what that means. I think it's going to be thrilling, or we might get like, I think we'll kind of get a sense of the style of ride, whether it's like a roller coaster or it's a dark ride or it's an immersive experience, or we'll get things like that, but we won't get like concrete evidence.
I think similar. I think the concept art will show it, especially the coaster, which like some of it will be outside. And I think, I think they'll specify the second one is a dark ride, but not get into like details of ride vehicles or anything like that. And kind of just say it's an encounter with a number of villains or something like that.
Will we get a list of villains to be featured?
I think we'll get a few, but not all of them.
Yeah, I think we'll get some. Well, I think we'll get themes and the type of story they want to tell. And because of that story, we'll get a kind of hint of who the villains are going to be. I think the concept art will reveal the stories that they want to tell. And so we'll kind of get a sense of that. But I don't think we're like, and then we're going to see this person and then this person and this person. I think it'll be like kind of, I don't know, showcasing. We'll get art. I think we'll get that type of thing, teasing. Will we find out that there's a third attraction?
No.
I
hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah, I think we'll get two attractions, but I think we'll get entertainment and food. I think there's a potential they might announce like a Haunted Mansion lounge or something else like that kind of goes in here somewhere, which kind of goes with their other predictions. Well, we get details of dining options, character meals, theme bar, etc.
Yeah, I think we will. But probably at that level. Like I think there'll be a way to encounter the characters while you eat, basically saying a character meal, and I think there will be a lounge, and they'll give some info on that.
I think we'll get lounge overarching details, but not like significant details with like concept art and stuff like that. I think we'll be like, this is the lounge we're going to get. Will we get an opening time frame, even a year? I'm going to say no.
No.
Too early for that. If anything, we'll get like within the next 2 or 3 years or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get some confirmation like he said after the last D23 fan event that like everything's going to be done in 5 years. He might get like double down on that type of thing, like everything will be complete by 2030 or something like that, or but I don't think we'll get more than that.
Monstropolis, will we get new concept art?
Yeah.
I'm going to go no.
Okay.
Only because I think we'll just get more of the same. But because they've showed the model, they've showed the intro, we might get like some more like technical stuff, but I don't think we'll get concept art. You might be right with like they show like 1 or 2 pictures of like the doorways being open and they're going through them type of thing, but I don't think there's anything really new. Will we find out new details about the show?
Yeah, see, that's what I think we will, and that might be the concept art we get. Although I did also put this could be one of those things that they drop like before the event, but I think in this time frame we're going to find out more about the show and there'll be concept art for that.
Yes, but very limited. Like I think you're onto something with just like getting concept art. Like I think we'll get like a picture of a stage with like characters on it and they're doing the thing.
But I'm hoping it'll at least be enough to know like, is it just screens? Is it like puppets? Is it like, what is it? Like that type of thing.
I think we might get that for sure. Will we get an opening time frame?
I think we will, but not super specific.
I think we'll get a year. I don't think it'd be like winter 2027. I think it'll be like 2028, coming 2028 or something like that.
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting a year. I think, and it might be like spring or something, but nothing beyond that, or first half or something like.
On to Tropical Americas. Will we get new concept art?
I think so. I mean, I think we're going to get like actual like footage and everything of like some of this stuff. So I think we will get
actual footage. I'm going to go no. I think they're done with concept art.
Well, that's what I think. I was wondering is that considered concept art? If it's like
No,
more than
I would
concept
say-
art, so
See, I have here actual footage.
yeah.
I think we'll get a ride vehicle. I think that's what they'll show off for that. What details will we find out about the Kanto ride, storyline, ride vehicle system, etc., attraction name? Do you think we'll get a lot of those details?
I think yes.
Okay, I think specifically we'll get a ride vehicle and an attraction name. I don't think we'll get mostly. I think the same storyline that we have. It's I can't remember the character's name. I'm
Antonio.
embarrassed. Antonio's celebration, and we already know that. I don't think we'll get any major details out of that. We might get some like concepts and concept art. See here, I'm always against no, but like maybe we'll get like concept art of like the actual room or something else like that. So maybe that'll happen. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
think
ride vehicle.
we'll get ride vehicle, attraction name, and I think we'll get some footage, kind of like they did for Tiana's when they showed here's like some of the animatronics and stuff. I don't think they'll go through every single one we're having, but they'll show off some of like the more advanced ones.
All right. Will we get more details on the restaurant?
I think yes, but probably not like a menu or anything.
I think they will reiterate what we know already. But we won't get any major details.
Yeah.
But nothing new. What details will we get for Indiana Jones? Will we get an attraction name? I don't think we'll get anything for Indiana Jones at this point. Actually, you know what? What I think we'll do is we'll get like a more publicly polished version of the Mayan thing that
that's
Tesla
what I
was talking
think.
about.
And we might get, if they're at that point, like what the creature is that you're finding.
Yeah, I think we'll get like a basically a scrubbed version of like Mayan lore and stuff like that. Okay, anything new for Epcot country attraction updates to Luminous?
I think there'll be something. I just don't know what it is. I don't think there's a new country. I think there could be an attraction update, whether it's Figment or something else. And I could see an update to Luminous. I'll go on the on a ledge and say update to Luminous and an attraction update, similar to like what Test Track was.
I'm gonna go. I think we'll get a Luminous update. I think we'll get a Figment update. And I think we'll get a Spaceship Earth update. I think they'll mention something about Spaceship Earth being refurbished for a brand new century or something else like that. I think Spaceship Earth is coming. Will we get a ride announcement like Big Thunder or Buzz outside of Epcot? If so, what will it be?
Yeah, I think we get one, and it might be something that can be done quick. I'm not sure what it will be though.
Mine is we'll get a Space Mountain update.
Okay, yeah, it definitely could be that. I want to pick something different. I'm gonna go. They're gonna update. This will be a weird one. I think they're gonna do some like update, new version to Toy Story Mania.
Update to Toy Story. Okay, so I'm putting in some of the things that I wanted to talk about earlier here. I'm also thinking they're going to try to maybe mention something about the Speedway being shut down or changed or updated in some fashion.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
So I think we'll get that, and I think Space Mountain is due for change anyway. So I think they're going to start doing that because by this time, Big Thunder Mountain will be open.
Yep, and Buzz,
and so they're able to kind of take Space Mountain down in that part of the park for whatever they want to do with it. Any new hotel announcements?
Yeah, I think they'll announce a new DVC.
Do you want to give me a bonus where that DVC will be?
I think it'll be either part of, like they did for Riviera to Caribbean Beach, or just near Coronado Springs.
Near or part of Coronado. I think this will be the new DVC. See, I really want to say that they're itching to put a DVC right by the Grand Floridian, between that and the Magic Kingdom on that side. I don't think they're going to want to put more construction vehicles in that part of the park right now, too. I don't think we'll get a new hotel announcement at D23. If anything, we'll because I think Lakeshore Lodge is not going to be open, or it's not going to be near opening, and they never announced new DVC
Yeah,
while
that's
there's
true.
ones oncoming. So I don't think we'll get any hotel announcement. It'd be amazing if we got like another value or moderate announced, but I don't think they're planning on building one at all. So I don't think we'll get any. If we do get an announcement, it'll be outside of D23.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the right answer.
So I'm going to put that over there. Any Skyliner expansion mentions? No. I don't think so either. I would love that to be the
another
case.
one I'd love to be wrong on, but I say no.
We're going to definitely put none here just to jinx it, so we do get one, so we're wrong, right? So we're putting that energy out here. Any surprise announcements or predictions for D23?
I don't know how big of a surprise this would be. I think they're going to announce a replacement for Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, that's nothing huge, but
I think the special announcement will be that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will get a restaurant. I think they've always wanted to put one there. I think they're losing a lot of money to do a character meal here that's just not a bar where all the kids can get to. And this part of this park is really needs better sit down dining. So we'll see. Any other we're going to wrap this up here. Thankfully, it's almost 2 hours. If you're still listening, thanks for listening. We maybe should have broken this up into 2 episodes, but we're not going to do that because that would have meant we were thinking ahead. Any other news in 2026 that's worth announcing? Like we got the random test track announcements. We've got like I don't. There's been a lot of things. So
I think there'll be another. I'm trying to guess what it is. I think there'll be another new themed lounge coming.
Okay, like ready to
opening next year, yeah,
or like start construction of
at least, yeah, and not Haunted Mansion, like not in that area, somewhere else.
Not Haunted Mansion. I think that's a good one. I think we'll get. I mean, I know it kind of answered in some of these predictions, but I think we'll get a Epcot announcement, like a significant one, right? Like Figment or the redo of one of the pavilions type of thing. Bonus to Epcot, do you think that the Wonders of Life building gets demoed this year?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I'll go out on a limb and say something definitive will happen with it. Whether it's demoed or they announce
will happen to it. Okay. That's fair. I think that building is just sitting there. Like, it's such a beautiful building, but it's sitting there rotting. Like, I know they use it for storage now or whatever, but like, what a waste. I really want to say like another like dark horse announcement would be like Mission Space being updated, but I don't think they're going to touch that building for a while at this point. I don't think we'll get a country update at all. I don't think we'll get anything else at Epcot other than announcements for some changes. Hollywood Studios, that park is not going to get anything significant other than maybe a new restaurant. But Monsters Inc. is kind of coming.
I'll give one for Hollywood Studios. I think they're going to announce an update to the Beauty and the Beast show.
Oh, okay. Magic Kingdom wise, I mean, I've already kind of announced it outside of D23. Almost sneezed, but I didn't. I don't see any other surprises on this one. We already talked about like Lucasfilm stuff. I think there's going to be some turnover there. We've talked about a lot of park turnover and some of those bigger announcements. I think we will get a new hotel announcement next year, and I think Lakeshore Lodge probably gets wrapped up like in the summer area, and I think we'll get rumblings of a new hotel. Maybe not an announcement because they never really announced DVC. Actually, they announced Lakeshore Lodge or whatever the first iteration was, right?
Which is I remember them doing it, and it's not that's atypical.
Yeah, it was not normal. So maybe we'll get some like land clearing like rumors going on, but I don't think we'll get an official announcement. But I think hints of a new hotel I'm gonna change new hotel announcement to new hotel hints. Yeah, I think that's it, Phil. Are we done with our predictions?
I think that's enough.
It's certainly enough. Just a reminder, next week, because it's in between Christmas and New Year, we're going to be doing a new type of show. We're going to be doing the Ask Us Anything, the AUA, which I don't think anybody's ever used that term before. So I know a lot of people have put questions in Discord, but leave some in the comments here. Leave some on any of the social medias that we're on at the DBC Pod anywhere. You can email us. We still have an email address, Phil. We did get one email this year. People don't use email anymore. But ask us anything, any kind of questions, whether it's about us personally, whether it's questions about the parks, whether it's a would you rather, anything's open. Spark some conversations. We'll go from there. Maybe it'll be a short show. Maybe it'll be a 2-hour show. I don't know. But yeah, throw any of the questions that you might have out there, and we'll answer them next week. So I'm not going to ask you if I forgot anything, because I don't care if I forget anything. I want to wrap this puppy up here. Phil, Merry Christmas to you. Wish your family a happy and merry. And for everybody else out there, happy, merry. And if you don't celebrate anything, may your week be well. Thank you for watching, listening, and we'll catch you in the new year.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Did I just screw up our outro? I did.
Okay.
Anyway, we're out of here. See you later, everybody.
Take care, everyone.